Hey up, it's Voxesto here, and today we're going to be talking about taming a dinosaur. You gotta be kidding, we can have our own dinosaurs? Of course we can, it's a game. Right, so basically, we've got a dino knocked out here, and I'm just going to pause this. Right, first thing you want to worry about is unconsciousness bar. Do not let it run out, do not let it run out. I had to say it twice, because when it runs out, the dino gets up, and it's going to cane your face off, and no one wants their face caned off. That's a fact. Other than that, you've got the taming meter, which is located here. This is the progress of the tame. Once it fills up, the dino is yours. It's all yours. It's good to go. Jump on his back. All that sort of malarkey. Right, so let's have a look at this. In its inventory, to eat food, just drag the equivalent food over from your inventory, like I did with that stone. Obviously, it's not going to eat stone, but let's say that's meat, and it's a carnivore we're taming. Every time its food drops, it'll eat a piece of that. So it'll be about 50 points for one piece of meat, and then it'll eat it. It might need to eat 100 pieces of meat, depending on its level. So just keep it topped up with meat, and it's all good. And then obviously, if it's a herbivore, you ought to be using berries. I mean, I'd say the Mijo berries, they are the best berries. You can use other ones, they're alright, like the azul berries or whatever they are, the blue ones. They eat them quicker, but it's not as effective. Right, so let's talk about the unconscious levels. This will always drop on every dino, regardless of what dino it is. It's just going to drop. They're going to want to wake up. Some dinos, it does it slow. Some dinos, it does it super fast, and I mean ridiculously fast. So you got to keep on top of that. There's multiple. There's not just two ways to do it. There's multiple ways to do it. The common practice is to use narcotic berries or narco pots, the ones you make yourself. The pots are so much better because you get more points per pot. So say its torpor's dropped, torpor being its unconscious level. If that's dropped to say 100 and you hit a pot, that'll go up. I think it's about 40, I can't remember. But as you can see here, to apply it, just put it in its inventory, then hit remote use down the bottom to force feed it. Now don't do this with meat. If you do it with meat or berries when you're taming one, it's not going to make it tame any quicker. It's just going to slow the process down. They have to naturally do it themselves. Going back to the narco berries, yeah, they're alright, man. For low level characters when you're starting out and that, I prefer to use berries because you can just pick them straight away. You don't have to mess about because the narco pots, you need the spoiled meat to obviously make the pots. With the taming bar and taming effectiveness, how this all works is, as long as you've knocked it out in a reasonable manner and nothing has touched it while it's unconscious, you're good to go. For every piece it eats, the taming effectiveness will drop. So if you feed it its favourite food, you're going to get the maximum amount of effectiveness out of the tame. And its favourite food, obviously, every dino has its favourite kibble. But for some carnivores, I mean, you can use prime meat, and you'll pretty much get to the max effectiveness you could have. I mean, it'll start at like 99, 98, and then it will go down from there. Every time it goes down, it'll eventually lower the bonus levels you're going to achieve from the effectiveness. So if it was a level 120 dino, you're going to end up with 59 bonus levels, and I mean that's a big amount of bonus levels. And then you've got an elite dino there. You've got like the top dog there, man. It's what you're after. If it does get caned in a little bit, it does get hit by something, and the levels drop. If you don't mind, then it don't really matter. One of the things you might be asking yourself is, why isn't it eating? Why aren't you feeding it? Now this is what I've done since like day one. This is always the way I've done it. I find it so much more cost efficient and effective. So I don't put the food straight in the dino. I'll wait until it's ready to eat all of the food at once. And how I do that is I keep an eye on its hunger levels, and as they drop, I calculate myself how many it's going to need to eat to obviously fully tame and wait until it's at that point where I can smash all of the meat in at once and it'll just chomp all of them down one after another, and I don't have to wait in between feeding. Because some dinos you can wait like 2 minutes before it eats another singular piece, and it's a little bit annoying, but that's just the way it is. But the reason I do this is because you don't. Sometimes you never know what's going to happen to your tame while you're doing it, and if you're using kibble, which is the best thing to feed dinos to tame them, I mean you've gone out of your way to make the kibble, and if you get halfway through the process and it's at half of the kibble you have made, and then something turns up and ruins the tame, you've just lost all that kibble. So this is why I do it, and obviously use this tactic with caution. Do not let the hunger go to zero, because once it goes to zero, it will start losing health. When it starts losing health, it loses taming effectiveness, and you're losing your bonus levels. So keep that in mind when you're taming dinos, and I hope this was helpful. See you soon.